Hello everyone, welcome to the Bodhi Academy. In today's video, we are going to start with a new chapter of 12th standard biology, that is chapter 7, evolution. So, in this chapter, we are going to learn about the origin of life, then the evolution of life forms, how the different life forms or organisms have evolved over time, and what are the evidences for evolution. So let us begin with this chapter. So evolution. Now first we have to talk about the origin of life. So how life started or how life originated on this earth. But before that we have to understand when was earth formed or how earth was formed. So the origin of life is considered unique events in the history of universe. So how universe was formed, that is the first question. So huge clusters of galaxies comprises the universe. So the universe is made up of huge clusters of galaxies, and galaxies, each galaxy will contain stars, clouds of dust and smoke. So now the Big Bang theory attempts to explain the origin of universe, and according to this Big Bang theory, huge explosion occurs and that forms the different galaxies which will contain the stars, clouds of dust and smoke, and again these clusters of these galaxies will form the universe. So in solar system of Milky Way galaxies, Earth has been supposed to be formed about 4.5 billion years ago. So Earth was formed about 4.5 billion years ago, and there was no atmosphere in the early Earth. So only water vapor, methane, carbon dioxide and ammonia were present, which were released from the molten mass which covered the Earth's surface. Then UV rays from the sun, they split the water which was there into hydrogen and oxygen. Then life appeared about 500 million years after the formation of Earth. Now there are different theories regarding the origin of Earth. Origin of life on Earth. So like how life started on Earth, or from where life came on Earth. So some scientists believe that life comes from other planets. So in early Greek thinker thought that unit of life called the spores transferred from the other planets to Earth. So according to another theory, life comes from dead and decaying matters like straw or mud, and this theory was called as the theory of spontaneous origin. But later this theory of spontaneous origin was dismissed, as Louis Pasteur experimentally proved that life only arises from pre-existing life. So he proved experimentally that life arises only from pre-existing life. Then Oparin and Haldane proposed that the first form of life could have come from the pre-existing non-living organic molecules like the RNA and proteins. So these two proposed theory that life could have originated or started from the pre-existing non-living organic molecules such as RNA and proteins. Then the formation of life preceded by the chemical evolution of these molecules. That is, the formation of life started from the chemical evolution. So at that time conditions on Earth were initially the conditions on Earth were high temperature, very high temperature, volcanic eruptions, reducing atmosphere, meaning absence of of oxygen. Absence of oxygen, so it contained, the reducing atmosphere contained this CH4, methane and ammonia. So then talking about the Miller experiment. So Miller experiment of origin of life. In this, S.L. Miller in 1953 conducted an experiment to show the origin of life on earth in physical environment similar to the conditions that prevails at that time. Okay, so whatever conditions which were present at that time when in the early earth, that is high temperature, volcanic eruption, reducing atmosphere, so all these were conducted in an experiment, or he created similar conditions in the lab apparatus. So Miller created a similar condition of temperature and pressure in a laboratory scale, and he created electric discharge in a flask containing CH4, H2 and NH3 and water vapor at 8000 Celsius. So here we can see the experiment. So this is the diagrammatic representation of Miller's experiment. So he observed the formation of amino acid in flask after 15 days of electrical discharge. So he saw that amino acids were formed after 15 days of electrical discharge in the flask. Similar experiment by other scientists found formation of sugars, nitrogenous bases, pigments and fats. So the analysis of even meteorite content also reveals similar compounds, that reveals that similar processes are occurring elsewhere in space. So this experimental evidence, that is the Miller's experiment, evidence is the evidence about origin of life, called chemical evolution of life. So this was called as the chemical evolution of life. That is, life started from the pre-existing non-living organic molecules. This. Then the experimental representation of Miller's experiment. The first non-cellular forms of life could have originated 3 million years back. So they could have been giant molecules of RNA, protein or polysaccharides. Then the cellular form of life was probably single cell and originates in the water medium. So they have a theory that the cellular form of life was probably a single cell and it was originated in the water medium. The theory that first form of life arose slowly through evolutionary forces from non-living molecules is called biogenesis. So this is another theory which states that the first form of life arose slowly through evolutionary forces from non-living molecules and it is called as biogenesis. So this is all in this video. In the next video we will learn about the convergent evolution and the divergent evolution, then about homologous and analogous parts in organisms, and also about the adaptive radiation. So hope you have understood this. Thank you for watching my video. Please like, share and subscribe to the Bodhi Academy.